New York City, Madison
Yep.
Square Garden, Adesanya versus Pereira. The fourth fight, you know what I mean? But this one is going to be the first one in MMA, but I don't think it
Yep.
matters though. You know what I mean? It's going to
Yeah.
be a striker's delight, right?
100%. 100%. I don't think we see a lot of wrestling in this one. Um, yeah, man. It's tough, right? You look at Alex, knocking him out with the kickboxing gloves on, and then you're like, well, we're taking half of that glove off, basically, right? And like we've seen what Alex can do in 4 ounce gloves, and it's devastating. Um, at the same time, I think with who Alex has fought so far in the UFC, Izzy is clearly the best. Obviously, he's the champ, but it's a very different Izzy than when they fought last in kickboxing too, and it's a different rule set, And you can argue that Izzy's style is similar between the two sports, and I would say there's some overlap, but there's a difference in the round of the number of rounds, the length of the rounds, the space that they're fighting in. And Izzy and Eugene are smart enough to utilize all of those things to their advantage. You know, one of the things that really favors Izzy is, like I said, is the space. That cage is much bigger than the ring that they fought in. I remember when Izzy fought Jason Wilness in Glory for
Yeah.
the middleweight belt, and that was in LA. And I forget the venue, but it was a super small venue, and they had it in a smaller ring than normal. And Jason's style is just high guard. He's a Dutch guy, right? And just pressure, pressure, pressure. Izzy didn't really have the space that he normally does to work. I still thought he won that fight, but Jason's pressure ended up having Jason win that fight. So Izzy is going to use the space to his advantage, and I think with that room to work, he's very hard to beat in that space. Now, does Alex have a puncher's chance? He has more than a puncher's chance for sure. And we could see it with, like Sean Strickland. He made his reads, he was patient, and he knows all it takes is one shot for him to put someone down and hurt them. We'll see. Izzy has a very smart style. As we've seen, some people have criticized him recently of, maybe kind of like a lackluster style in his last couple of performances, but I'm of the opinion that it's not his job to bring the fight to these guys. They need to come take the belt from him. I think he's going to fight a very smart fight. Um, you know, it's going to be exciting all the way to the final bell because of that possibility of Alex landing that shot. But I'm thinking that Izzy is going to be able to kind of outclass him and outsmart him over 5 rounds.
You mentioned the big gloves that they fought in kickboxing. Now you switch up to the 4 ounce gloves. I think a lot of people are not talking about the defense of having those gloves. Like, is Alex, prepared to defend, a high level striker in the small gloves? You know what I mean? Is he versed in that? Does he have enough experience in that? Because Izzy has a lot of experience. He has, I don't know how many title fights now with guys like Yoel Romero that will just take your head off with one punch.
Exactly. Yep.
And I'm interested to see that aspect of like defense. People might not like it, but I want to see how they defend each other, off the striking.
100%. 100%. And that's a great thing to pay attention to. That's a big part of it. The other thing here too, like exactly like you said, right? How many 5 round fights has Izzy done for the UFC already? How many has Alex done in MMA? And it's zero. Like that's going to be a factor in this fight too. Yeah, man, there's a lot to look at in this one. I'm excited. I think Izzy is, I'm going to say Izzy wins this fight by unanimous decision. But it's going to be exciting, and I think there's going to be some exciting moments in it. Is he the favorite? Do you know the odds on that one?
No, I don't. I don't really look at
I'd,
odds too much.
I'd have to imagine he is the
Yeah.
favorite, but yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Well, the knockout prop on Pereira, I'm pretty sure it's a pretty decent number. I would put
Yeah,
that. So
yeah, I
yeah,
bet.
the
Yeah, I
decision
bet.
prop on Adesanya and the knockout prop on Pereira. This is not a betting show, but I'm just saying like that you could toss a couple bucks on each one.
100. There's some value on both of those for
Yeah.
sure.